What's up, guys? It's Lolo here, and welcome the fuck back to my channel. Today's video is gonna be about the first time I tripped acid. And yes, I still have a bed sheet as my background. So the first time that I tripped the Sid, I had a friend, and we're gonna name her Twitch. I'd known her my last couple years of high school, and we actually had worked together at the time, so I would say we were good friends. Yeah. She really liked this guy. We're gonna call him Leaf. So Twitch really liked Leaf, but Leaf was clearly not feeling her. Everybody could kind of see it. She knew it, but she didn't want to accept it. And I mean, I told her, like, hey, like, there's other fishies in the sea, but you know how that goes in high school. She really wanted to hang out with him. And Leaf has we all have a mutual friend, and we're gonna name him Noodlehead. This was about 2-3 years ago, and my boyfriend at the time, we'll name him Lotion, was best friends with Leaf and Noodlehead. So they were all in like this little clique of friends. It was Noodlehead's birthday. He was hanging out with Leaf that night, and also Lotion. Twitch wanted to hang out with Leaf that night, and he's like, y'all can come over. She invited me, which she invited me before she asked me, which is kind of like, but okay. I just kind of went with the flow. And before I had met Twitch, I was never like a partier. I never left my house for anything until I met her. She was one of those friends that just kind of wants to just go out and do everything. Even if it's not the best places to be. We get off work and we skedaddle over to Leaf's house. And there we meet Lotion and Noodlehead's there. I can't remember if anybody else was there, but those are the main people of this story. We were all smoking the Mary Jane, and this is when I was like I didn't smoke a lot of weed at this point in time. We were all just smoking, I was vibing, and they were like, so what's the move tonight? Like, what are we all doing? I don't know whose idea it was. It was either Leaf's or Noodlehead's. Like, we should go do acid. And I was just sitting there like,
do what? What are we doing? What?
Basically, they all wanted to do acid. And I was the only one that's never done acid there. I had never done any drug before this besides the devil's lettuce.
I only had the devil's lettuce before this, okay?
So I'm just kind of like, yeah, like, God, like, I want to know the experience because I heard it's fucking nuts, but then like the other half of me is like, nah bitch, don't do it, like that's a dumbass decision. Like, remember being in the DARE program at school? I won like 3rd place for this thing that we had to do, and I felt like I was the shit, and now look at me, like, just, Leaf was just like, if y'all aren't tripping, like, y'all need to leave because it's weird as fuck tripping with people that are sober. And I was just like, I mean, it's fine. Like, I'll do it. It's fine. It's fine. Why not? Peer pressure, that's all you had to say. That's all you had to do is make me feel like shit for not wanting to trip acid. Like, I want to be a part of that, I guess.
Why was I like this?
We go and get the acid, and it feels like we're driving 5 fucking years. I have no idea where we were besides the fact that we were in the middle of nowhere. Leaf was driving his mom's car, and he was driving, you know those people that try to show out driving, and they should not be showing out driving because every single person in that car could possibly die at any fucking second if you hit a tree, but they don't understand that because they don't care. They want to look cool in front of their friends. Like, annoying. Besides the point. We were out in the middle of nowhere, and Leaf gets out of the car. I'm not gonna say what kind of home it was, but it was a little scary, not gonna lie. I was sitting there asking, like, so how am I gonna feel? Like, what is this gonna be like? I'm kind of nervous, not gonna lie. Like, this is like a drug. This is a drug. Like, they're all like, you'll be fine. It's just a little bit more intense than smoking weed. A little bit more intense than smoking weed. Why did they have to lie to me? Like, they didn't have to do me so dirty, but I guess, like, it's whatever. I'm just relaxed. I'm like, alright, cool. Like, we're fine. I'm just gonna be a little bit extra lit tonight. So it's taking a while at the Plug's house. Leaf is inside, and we're all starting to, like, wonder where he's at. It shouldn't take that long to go inside. And so Lotion is like,
Yo, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go check on him, see if he's good.
about 5 minutes rolls by, and Leaf and Lotion hop back in the fucking car. It was like, yo, we gotta dip. Like, we gotta go now. Skirts out. And I look behind me, and the Plug came outside with a fucking gun. Like, he was strapped up. Strapped up, bitch. He was strapped up. And I was just sitting there like,
What the fuck is going on?
Don't fucking turn around, like, stay fucking facing forward.
and I'm like, shit. Like, I'm that bitch to fucking turn around. I'm sorry. I just did. There's a guy back there. He has a gun. Do y'all know that? I was just like letting y'all know, like, what the fuck? You know? I'm freaking the fuck out. Twitch is definitely freaking the fuck out. Starts lighting 50 fucking cigarettes and chain smoking them. Apparently, the Plug, from what they had told us, the Plug had gotten pissed off at him for a past situation and held up a gun to him. And apparently he was also tripping acid at this point in time. Just a great chain of events before we even dropped the acid. We pull up in a gas station, and they're like, we're gonna need some drinks or something. And this was the first time I had ever tried a Snapple apple. Like, what was I doing with my life? Who knows? Like, I was missing out. We're in the parking lot, and we all dropped a tab. It was just one tab, but that tab changed my whole life. We go back to Leaf's house. So Twitch was sitting on the floor, and Noodlehead's pacing back and forth. Like, I guess, like, we're all just kind of feeling it. It's been about, like, an hour, 45 minutes, around that time. And you start seeing Noodlehead walk back and forth, just pacing. He, like, had real anxiety going on over there. And then I'm sitting there, stuck as fuck. The room starts waving, and
Everything's just like, whoa.
you were in tune with everything in the room. Noodlehead's obviously anxious about being there, and he's like, hey, let's go do something. Like, let's just go. Let's just go, like, take a drive. Like, I don't want to be here. And so they're like, okay, yeah, let's go to Tiger Hill. Where I live, there's a place called Tiger Hill, and it's a hill. It's a hill that you can see all of the city lights. They're all wanting to go, but in my head, at this point in time, I'm starting to feel this shit. And I kind of feel my body melting into my seat. I don't want to get up. Like, I can't. Like, I'm melting in this seat right now. Everybody starts getting up. I'm like, fuck, I gotta fucking get up now. It felt like it took me 5 years to fucking stand up, but in reality it probably took me like 2 seconds. I probably jumped the fuck up, but it felt like I was going in slow motion. So we get in the car, and remind you, this Leaf is, and I don't know where the fuck his mom was. I think she was inside, but we were in her car. I'm about 90% sure it was her car. Remind you, he's not the best driver at the time. He could have gotten better, but wasn't the best driver. When we're driving, I feel like I'm the Mario Kart thing where it's a star thing when you get in the box, and then it's like felt like we were going so fast, and like I could see all of those colors. Like they were, I don't know how I saw those colors, but I saw them. Everything's just going super slow but kind of really fucking fast at the same time. I feel my heart beating really fast now, probably because I thought I was gonna die, probably because of the acid. I don't know. I just remember it was hard to breathe. Well, we make it up on top of Tiger Hill and we're just chilling. Leaf decides to play LSD by A$AP Rocky.
Bitch.
That song. I was in one with that song. That song was just, it was wow. But then also at the same time of me just being in one with the song, I felt like it was cheesy as fuck because we were tripping balls and then I'm listening to LSD. I don't know. Feels of acid is so hard to explain. Like, when I tripped, I just wanted to be by myself. Like, I wanted to go seclude myself. I felt very ugly and insecure. And I felt like I was always fixing my hair, rubbing my face. Like, you could feel it all in your body. I start seeing all of the lights of the city go from like a big bubble of lights into like a slithery thing that was like dripping. It looked like it was fucking coming to one. At this time, Twitch has already gone through about a pack of cigarettes, and then she was ashing them in the door handle of the car. She was like, I just ashed in your door handle, and he was like, yo, it's good, we'll clean it tomorrow, it's fine. But is it really fine? Because if somebody did that in my car, I would, bitch, get out and clean that shit right now. It's so disrespectful. Leaf is off in his own world listening to music. Noodlehead's off in his fucking world. Lotion is acting like he's not fucked up at all. And then me, I was just uncontrollably laughing. The music had cut off and it got really quiet. And like, I don't know if it was the acid or my anxiety telling me like, it's too quiet in here. Like, it was way too quiet in the car. So I kept trying to make conversation. And I had this repeating question that nobody would fucking answer. And it was,
so, how's everybody's day?
And everybody would just start geeking. Everybody would uncontrollably laugh. And I would be geeking too, but then nobody would fucking answer the question. I didn't know how anybody's day was by the end of that night. Still don't know to this day how their day was going. But it frustrated me so bad. Lotion had a thing where he was just like,
I'm not even fucked up right now. I'm not even fucked up.
How the fuck are you not fucked up? Like, you're lying, because I'm tripping balls over here. I don't know about you, but we're tripping balls.
well, how I knew Lotion was fucked up was because he kept like going like this.
Y'all see that?
And I'd be like, no. He's like, nah, me neither. Like, nah, me neither. But like, you just like freak the fuck out. And then he gets out of the car and says that he sees something. And like goes outside. And we still to this day don't know why he went outside and what he saw. And then gets back in the car and it's like, it's unsafe up here. It's unsafe. So I'm getting these creepy ass vibes of like, what is unsafe? Like, what did you see? Like, is there, like, what's happening right now? We were kind of like, yeah, let's just go. But we all get stuck there. After we're trying to leave, nobody's doing anything about it. We're still in dead silence. Me and Twitch gave each other this look, and for some reason it was the funniest thing in the world. And when I looked down at my phone and tried to unlock it, my keys were floating in the air. And so that's why we were laughing. It's because I was trying to press the keys in the air. I'm like, do you not see that? Like, these keys are floating. I couldn't open my phone because I was too trippy. And it was like 12 a.m. And I just remember me and Twitch and I were laughing uncontrollably. And it wasn't even our normal laughs. That was what was kind of creepy about it. Like, it wasn't our normal laughs, but we were geeking hysterically. And it felt like we were just laughing for 2 seconds. And then I looked back down at my phone again, and it said 5 a.m. How the flip did it go from 12 a.m. to 5 a.m. in 2 seconds? So we make it to Walmart, and only me and Twitch go inside. And when we walk in, it was so empty in there. And for some reason, I don't know if we were running or walking, because I want to go back on the security cameras to see how we were walking in, because it felt like we got to the bathroom really fast. But when we were walking there, it felt like from the registers to the other side, like where the bathrooms are, was very brightly lit, but then the other half of the store was completely blacked out. And it was almost like our focus was just completely on, or at least my focus was completely to the bathroom. And it was the creepiest feeling. It felt like it was the end of the world and nobody was in Walmart, and it was just like up for free. I don't know, like, it was creepy. We went in the bathroom, I do my thing, washing my hands, and Twitch is doing her thing. I'm looking at myself in the mirror, and you know that Buzz Lightyear meme where his face is stretched the fuck out? Well, that's how my face was. My face literally gets stuck on the mirror, and when I go to get the paper towel, my face is stretching from that spot. I was like, Twitch, my face is stuck on the mirror. She was like, what? I was like, my face is stuck on the mirror. You're gonna have to cut it off. And she was like,
I don't have any scissors.
Bitch! Yeah, it wasn't literally meaning you cut off my face. Like, what would you do if you had scissors? Like, would you wanna cut my face off? At that moment, I knew I had fucked up. I was like, this shit is intense. Everything is so much more intense. Like, you're feeling different feelings towards people, and their whole vibes are different. I ignore what she says because I'm like, I'm not gonna let this fuck up my trip, because they said good vibes, and that was totally not good vibes, but I'm gonna let it slide because I don't want to deal with it. We get back in the car, and it's 5 a.m. at this time, so like, it's not yet sunrise, so it's still pretty dark outside. And we get back to Leaf's house, and Twitch is on the floor pouting because Leaf hadn't given her attention at all that whole night, didn't even acknowledge her existence. And he was laying in bed with Noodlehead in a twin bed. And so Twitch was literally sitting on the floor like crying because Leaf didn't invite her in the bed with him. And like, I was like on the floor with her, like trying to make her feel better. And she was just like twitching, like literally twitching out about this. At this point, everybody couldn't go to sleep still, but everybody was laying down. So like, it was that silence again of nobody talking. You have this slight ringing in the back of your head that is just like the most high-pitched, annoying, faint ringing sound that you can't get rid of. and it's so silent that you can hear that, and you're just lost in your thoughts, and you're getting so lost in your own sauce that you're just like, every emotion and thought is just coming in your head like left and right, smacking you in your face, just like, bitch, you are being woke. Twitch decided to she wanted to go home, and so I went outside with her, and everything, it was light outside at this point, and everything was extremely crisp outside. Everything looked crispy. That's the best way I can explain it. It looked extra crispy outside. Everything was just like HD as fuck. When the trees blew in the wind, it just like blew to my soul. Oh, I forgot a big part. Whenever we were leaving the Plug's house, we had hit a huge ass rock in his mother's car, and we thought we had like fucked up the car, but thankfully it didn't really fuck it up. I think it just put a dent in it. But like, we ran over a really big rock, and I was afraid this man's gonna come after us with a gun while we're like broken down because he doesn't know how to drive. Like, this is not the fucking waistcoat whack. Like, this is real roads. You can't do that shit. So yeah, that basically sums it up for my first acid trip. Always remember, don't be sad, be rad. Be cool or you're gonna drool. Oh my god!